Hello everyone. How's it going? It's going good over here. I guess. I don't know if it's the time change or what, but I've had so much, plus I haven't been sleeping right, and it's like I go to lay down to take a nap in summer, and all this whole case is on my mind, constantly filling my thoughts. Drives me nuts sometimes. Can't sleep because you're trying to figure things out. You're thinking too much about stuff. But that's what I've been doing. Besides eating Easter candy. You guys, I have eaten 2 boxes of Peeps already. I've eaten malt balls. I've eaten little chocolate bunnies. I've eaten jelly beans. I have eaten, and what else? Something else. But I've eaten a lot of Easter candy already, and it's not even close to Easter, and that's the problem. I always buy this stuff as soon as I see it, and then I start chowing down, and it's like the end of winter here for us in Michigan, so like it was cold today. The sun was out, but it was cold and damp. It's been raining, and I'm waiting. We're all waiting here for spring to break out so we can get outside and do stuff instead of sitting in the house stuffing my face 24/7. I'm not kidding you. I always defeat myself. I think I'm going to lose weight before summer, right? So I look halfway decent in a pair of shorts, and then I chow down. I stay at the same weight, though. I weigh 126 pounds, but really, I should only weigh maybe like 105 pounds because I'm short. So, yeah, I got a little bit of fat going on me, some side saddles, a couple rolls, but, I don't care. I'm old. I'm getting old. But anyways, you guys, I would have took you out in my kitchen and talked to you, but my kitchen table's full of Easter gifts and candy, and I have nowhere to put it all until my kids come over and have dinner, which they're going to come over next weekend because my one daughter is going to Florida. So we're having Easter early, so I'm making a big dinner, and my kids always come over, and my grandkids, and it's a fun time. And so it'll be a blast. But anyways, you guys, I just want to talk about a few things. I thought I would go over a video with some of you and discuss this video, but I have been bothered by Jody Sue Brown since the beginning of this case. I never understood why she wanted to come out and be a part of this and put herself in this situation in Summer Wells' case. And I get it because, if she sees other people making money, she sees other people, it's an outlet for her. I get that. Other people do it. I'm on here. I like to have an outlet to talk about Summer Wells, so I'm not judging her for that. But what's really weird about Jody Sue is she's on here constantly, and it makes me feel like she's on YouTube only to watch, what people are saying about her, saying about the case, because she's paranoid. I think that she's got something hidden. She could very much be responsible for whatever happened to Summer. But the thing is, she makes herself look really guilty, but she also makes herself look like such a fool because she's been lying this whole time. And what really gets me, and that's why I wanted to come on and talk for a little bit tonight, what really gets me is that all these people actually fall for her stories, and they cut her down. People cut her down. They make jokes about Jody Sue. They say all this stuff. But yet, they will actually follow her stories and believe they're true. And you don't even know how many creators I have seen that went running with information that Jody Sue Brown put out. I'll give you an example. Andy giving drugs to the little kids is what she's, sedatives is what Jody Sue Brown said. Really? Well, I never touched it. I wouldn't touch it. And I would not put that out here on video because I never believed it. I didn't believe it the minute she said it, and I still don't believe it. Because I think she's very angry at Andy. I think she's bitter and tries to go against him. But then in the next breath, she defends Andy. She's right there sticking up for him and crying about it if anybody talks bad about Andy. So what I'm saying to you is it's unreal, the amount of people that have believed Jody Sue Brown, and you need to stop because she lies, and she lies a lot. And it drives me nuts that people actually believe her. That all those kids were sedated, and it just, I don't know why you would ever believe her, but, and the scream and all this crap. But, this girl, she has a channel. Her name is Lil Wing, Lil Wing. And she started putting out different videos about different, people in the Summer Wells case. I thought she did a pretty good job. She did an in-depth, thing on different people in the Summer Wells case. But she's talking about the timeline. And I want you to discuss her video right now. I want to talk about it because she brought up so many great points. If you haven't subscribed to Lil Wing, you should. I really don't know who she is. I haven't seen her around that much. I don't know if she has been putting out videos. But this one was from a year ago when she talked about Jody Sue Brown. It says, the name of this video is called Jody Sue Brown and Tiffany Marie regarding the timeline June 15th of 2021. The reason that I even want to talk about this is because I just want to show people and remind them. You might have even seen all these videos, but I am doing it to remind everyone that how bad this is and how much stories and how many lies Jody Sue has spread in this case. I mean, it's unreal. Candace never talks about being good friends with Jody Sue or helping each other out. I never really heard her talk like that. I've never really heard, oh crap. Shoot. There it is. Sorry.
You're just going to jump right into this.
So anyways, I've never really heard Candace say much about Jody Sue. And, she tried to say that she was in the house maybe when the scream was going on. Well, bull crap, she wasn't in the house. Because that was at 4:30 when the scream was going on. And supposedly, according to Jody Sue. And that is not even, that timeline's really screwed up. But anyways, I want to discuss this as we go under fair use and copyright laws. I'm just going to show you portions of this video for discussion purposes only. I think this girl did a good job. Please subscribe to her channel if you haven't. And you can watch, and listen to this whole thing. But pretty much we're going to go through pretty much of the whole thing. And I hope she don't mind because I'm giving her credit. So, and I'm not monetized over here. So, And I do agree with what she says, her thoughts. So here we go. Listen to this now for a few minutes.
Let me know if you can hear this.
I gotta turn it off. There's not really much to see in this video except Jody Sue Brown sitting in the dark, and you can't see her very good anyways. So we're gonna listen, okay?
Summer Moon Utah Wells is still missing. Anyone with information, credible tips is urged to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. She has straight blonde hair and blue eyes. Her head was shaved at the time of her disappearance, and she was reported as 3 feet tall and weighing 40 pounds. Jody Sue Brown was Summer's neighbor at the time of her disappearance, as most of you know. She continues to change her story
Thanks, who said what?
and her timeline and insists that everybody else is wrong, while she herself has made completely different statements as to where she was and what she was doing, and somehow she places herself in every position. I pre-recorded this and then I went live with it because in case baby wakes up and in case I have more commentary that I want to add.
Oh, she's got a little baby.
Basically in Beach Creek, surrounding the Wells property. She apparently now says that she has talked to the police and that somehow she was over there where the police were with the boys and she was on the other side of the hill all at the same time. You know what was going on up top too. Let's listen to some stuff that Jody had to say in her video titled Summer Number 11 and Summer Number 12 about her timeline back a couple months after Summer went missing. And then let's listen to what she says on a live that Tiffany Marie recorded of a live that Jody was doing. That was just recorded yesterday.
This was a year old.
Like 609, I have to check just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Somewhere around 6, I'm pretty sure.
So remember, somewhere between 6 and 609.
I'm starting from the top, and it's down my driveway. Before it was Wi-Fi signal, I messaged Voldemort and told him heading down early, so I could mess around with flowers, and I was, mess around with those gets there. Even though I knew at that point it'd be like almost half an hour. And so, somewhere between like 609, I'd have to check just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure. I'm starting the top and then the descent down our driveway. And before it was Wi-Fi signal, I messaged Voldemort and told him I'm heading down early so I could mess around with flowers and
609.
Mess around with those till he gets
Remember
there.
this.
Even though I knew at that point it'd be like almost half an hour.
It's going to take him a half hour to get home.
And
So she knew at this point that it was going to be almost a half an hour after between 6 and 609 when she texted Andy and she went down, which that must change later to closer to an hour at some point, and you'll see as she goes on.
so, at that point, I'm hearing Candace calling for Summer. Before I'm all the way down, I know that there's been more than 3 calls. After 3 calls, my gut said no. Because I've never known if Summer really...
She's going to add in a lot of extra information, which kind of makes it seem like the timeline's being stretched a little bit, but it's not. She's just adding in a lot of extra information that's all fitting into just a few minutes of time.
like And as a mother, you know, right?
My husband says when you add too much extra information and too much detail, that means you're lying. He said it's a proven fact.
Usually at third call, and the sternest tone brings them in, right? So, by that third or so call, I knew, and my mind went click, click, click. With the sound I heard, I personally just...
See how she acts like real awkward and weird? It makes me feel like she's like lying.
Assumed those things went together almost immediately. And it is not my job to make of what I heard, what they heard, or to say...
What did they hear? Because I thought they didn't hear anything.
If that was anybody for certain, right?
Although in the beginning, in your Facebook videos, Jody, you were saying that was Summer that you heard scream. I remember hearing you say that. I can find it.
And it's not my job. All I know is what I can speak on, but I can't be like, oh, 100% this, 100% that, 100% whatever. And I'm not going to do so. It's other people's jobs that are trained. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm just here to tell what our day and the...
If you see me skipping through it a little bit, I'm just cutting into her timeline. I'm getting to the timeline part.
Events for us were like, and our thoughts, feelings, and I get to the bottom of the driveway, I have my purse, actually it's the same one I'm still carrying.
Am I the only person that thinks it's creepy that she has a sentimental attachment to the purse that she had the day that Summer went missing?
I think it's creepy too.
Well attached.
That's really weird to me.
Yeah.
By this point, I'm starting to panic for her. I know something's wrong. I just know it. And I look across, there's kind of a drop off a piece of property that connects with Kansas on the other side of the road, and it's kind of down, and there's the creek that runs that way. Because it runs through both this property and the other one. It's the main creek through Beach Creek. But it takes this weird way around through that park on that side of the road and under a tile.
I feel like when she's explaining all this extra stuff, she's thinking of something to say.
Through Benny Hill. So anyway, I kind of look down to make sure Summer is not there, and then Candace is still calling. I hear the boys start, calling, and they're circling.
So this is just in the first couple minutes that she's talking about still here.
It's a lot.
I just know something's wrong. At this point, I drop my purse where I'm standing. I try calling and screaming at Candace, and I'm already looking to let her know that I'm at the bottom. She can't hear me. And it's the way her piece of property picks up things. She could not hear me. It was not possible. I could hear her clear.
So Candace is out, not in a car, but out at the top of the hill, searching for Summer.
Yeah, she's outside.
Because she's down at the bottom. And the way sound travels, apparently, you can't hear from the bottom. You can't hear from the top, but you can hear from the bottom. So that's what she's saying is why Candace couldn't hear her. But what she's making it sound like is that Candace was out walking around on the hill.
Here's day though. At a certain point, I know trying to scream at her is wasting time. I just need to be looking for Summer. And to me, that scream, I don't think, and I don't think whatever. I don't know how to. But I look at it.
She doesn't know how to what, because was the scream not real, Jody? Is that why you don't know how to?
I look, start down towards where the tile is that the creek runs under, and through, passes through from this property to Kansas.
Okay, so she starts at the creek, and it would probably be, let's say she walked out between 6 and 6:09. So let's say it was 6:09 when she heard those first calls for Summer, and it was probably, 6:10, 6:11 by the time she was...
Made it down the hill.
The creek.
And I I look to the right, you know, I know that the kids never play really in the right side. It's always the left side. They kind of stay on their own and they go through. But just to be sure, you know, I looked at the right. I got down on my knees. I looked in the tile. Didn't see her. And I start, hold on. But I got, but I went across back over to the left, which is Candace's property.
It switched from summer number 11 to summer number 12 there.
Where the other side of the tile is, and that's if you're going out the road, not you. So, crossed over, and I started to a spot that's kind of clear, and...
So she's going to that spot that's kind of cleared.
Head towards the creek, because I think, well...
Heading towards the creek.
Maybe brothers have left her behind, or she's fallen off the top of the hill, she's gotten hurt, or, you know, the usual things, right? And we need to find her, if that's the case.
So it's usual for her to fall and get hurt? That's like a usual thing that happens?
Because in my head, I'm like, well, it's been a while since I heard this scream, this noise. If she's hurt, she's been here a while.
It's weird how she gets real quiet, looks up, takes a drink, swallows hard. It's like this bothers her right here, okay?
So, I'm wearing sandals.
Yeah.
And I know the best thing I can do is get into the water.
So does anybody think that she had a different reason for getting into the water other than because she wanted to keep scent down for the dogs to help them find Summer? Because I have an idea of what I think maybe Jody might have been doing in the creek. And I think it's possible that she could have been messing with the trail cams, and she could have been using the creek to keep her scent down for that, so that they didn't catch her scent, you know, because I could see her thinking that deeply and going that in depth and in detail to come up with some kind of plan like that. Like
I think it's really suspicious and red flags all over it that you would say that, you know, I got to get into the water, because she said that the scent was right. The dogs came right to her feet, remember? And now she's got to keep her scent down in the water. I mean, this has always bothered me tremendously. Okay, but let's just go on for a little bit.
See her being the psychopath to do something like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
So I step into the creek. Because from there I can keep tracks down.
Tracks.
Because when you live in areas like ours, you know, worst case scenario.
In scent.
You also know what happens if somebody can't be found. And you know that...
How many children have gone missing in Beach Creek, Jody?
Water keeps scent down for dogs.
Water keeps scent down.
Okay, so water keeps scent down for dogs. Okay, right. So why were you keeping your scent down and thinking about keeping your scent down before you even knew what was really going on?
That's really strange.
So...
And I feel like there's another reason. Like, it just lingers in the back of my mind all day. I think about it all the time.
I do too.
There's another reason why Jody was in the creek, and I don't know what it is, but it bothers me, and I feel like there's a different reason that she was in the creek. Like, maybe it was to keep her scent down, but not for finding Summer. I feel like it was something more nefarious. Like, maybe it could be the trail cams. Maybe it was because she was messing with the trail cams and she had to walk in the creek to get to and from where she was going to get to them.
I don't
know. That
know.
was her way of keeping her scent down and not being tracked back to her being the one that was messing with the trail cams. Because she would go in that deep in the thought to think about it like that. She would go that far to do something like that.
Also, it's a good way to check, even though, you know, with your feet on what's in the bottom and deepest spots.
Check with your feet what's in the bottom.
So,
that's so
and
weird.
at the same time, I keep it on the bank, going around Kansas, and to the top of the hill.
So that bothers me because she's like, oh, same old, same old. Summer must have fell down and got hurt. Like, it's a normal thing. Like, that was a normal thing that happened, really. And, okay. So that's concerning if that's true. And she makes it sound like she was searching in the creek, like Summer had fallen in the creek before. That's just my opinion. That's how I took it.
Before I'd stepped into the creek, I could hear the boys go down the left side of their property towards the creek on that side that I had looked down towards earlier. And there was a point there when, I could tell Candace and the boys had met up whenever I went for summer and started on the hill at the top. And there was a point there when, I could tell that Candace and the boys had met up whenever I went for summer and started on the hill at the top. And Candace was like, to the oldest, was like, what did you do? What did you do? And not like an accused her. It was more of a...
So she's saying that happened. There was a certain point after she walked and she was walking up to the creek and the boys and Candace were meeting back up on top of the hill and she heard Candace hollering, what did you do? What did you do to Josie?
Like, did you not have eyes on your sister? Did you leave her behind? So that, literally, it's like, okay, then I was, like, it is if the boys were supposed to have an eye on her and didn't or something. And, so anyway, I'm stepping into the creek. I was, I don't know, not too far in. Sorry, this one's trying to snatch the phone cord. Yeah. As I was looking, went a few feet, in to the water, but, 20 feet maybe from over, I don't know, maybe less than that, I don't know. Wasn't too far in. When I hear a car coming down Candace's driveway.
So she's putting this at, she hears the car coming down Candace's driveway right when she's walking into the creek.
Yeah.
And her talking to somebody, which I assume was somebody in the car with her.
Which is also the same time that she heard Candace say, what did you do? What did you do? So she must have said, what did you do? What did you do? And then jumped straight in her car.
But as I hear her getting closer, I come back out of the creek and jump up. Out of, and which...
Man, she's got spidey skills.
Kind of got Grandis's vehicle. And...
she jumps right up when she hears the car. She jumps right up out of the bank. That's really weird to me. Like, why would you do something like that? What were you doing in that creek, Jody Sue? What was going on down there? That's really weird. First of all, if you go back and listen to some of her other videos, she said she was really tired that day. She was laying down. She had a treatment, a chemo or some kind of treatment at the hospital, and she was laying down, but she was on high alert because Jackie Dobbs and different people around, okay, I guess looking at property because it was for sale, that piece of property, and she was worried about it. But the thing is that how would you do all these things? You're texting with Andy, you make it seem like you're in the house, but now you're down at the creek, and now you're jumping up out of the bank, even though you don't feel good, okay? I don't know. That just bothers me. Okay, let's carry on.
Which, kind of confused me at first. Because I was like, what, flash red earlier, and I thought, well, that would have been the first vehicle in line. Grandis's was ahead of it, so that's why she's in Grandis's.
I never could make sense of what she was talking about right there.
And so, anyway, when she pulls up, she's on the phone with Don. But the first thing I said, guys, I wish I could explain to you. I wish there had been some way for me to take a picture or video that day.
You have to really pay attention because she adds so much extra stuff in because it seems like she's always trying to think of the next thing to say and how to try to make it make sense.
Yeah, she does.
So she's adding all this extra filler. Like, she can't just sit there and be like, So she says a bunch of random stuff instead because she doesn't know what to say. That's my opinion.
Donnie's on the phone with her, and I didn't even realize the time. Just didn't even. But the first thing I said to Candace is, I heard her scream, I'm sorry, I didn't know it.
That's so weird. I didn't know.
And then I realized Donnie's on the phone.
And she does. Tiffany Marie pointed that out, and I think a lot of us have already noticed it too. But I know I noticed it, that she says there's certain things that she says it the same. There's certain things that are consistent with her story, just like there's certain things that are consistent with Dawn and Candace's story. Like the way that certain people say things, like they were planting flowers. Like, it's just the way they say it. There's certain things that are consistent, that are always there, and then there's all these things in between that keep changing and moving.
And Donnie says something like, so you're telling me somebody's taking my baby girl or something. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I didn't put it together, and I'm like, right? I was like, because the first thing she says to me is, we're talking together, basically, which is, I'm saying I'm sorry, and she's like, Summer's missing.
I want to know,
why are you saying I'm sorry?
if Candace really did hear Jody say, I heard a scream, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I want to know if Jody really said those words to Candace, and I wish Candace
me too.
would have the ability to remember that.
If you know,
if
let
Jody
me know.
said that to her and could tell us somehow, because I want to know if Jody was planting that scream from day one, or what's up with it, because it seems like she wants people to think something happened to Summer between 4:30 and 4:42, and I'm trying to figure out why.
And I'm like,
yeah, why? Why does... Sorry. Why? Lil Wayne brings up a good point here. Why does Jody Sue want to put something bad happening to Summer at what, 4:30? It's strange that when she heard the scream, that is just a really strange thing. Okay.
I mean, it's just a jumble, right? And her face is so, the tears that dull as mother, any mother, if you had seen her face.
So that couldn't have been the face of a distraught mother for any other reason besides the fact that somebody abducted her child?
It was sincere. Now, Candace and I and Donnie, it wasn't like we were all like besties or anything like that. I just want to clarify that so nobody's like, we were neighbors. And in the area we live in, you kind of deal with your direct neighbor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't deal with all of them, you deal with your direct. And so, I don't know, did 3 or 4 years or so of us being...
I'm just gonna skip through this a little bit. Okay.
Hey, that's just
a gas and a opinion that I have. What, Roxanne? Say that again? You got wings, Jody?
Bear with me, I'm trying to find the right spot.
Narratives. Right in the public.
Then it goes over to the live that she taped with Jody Sue. Tiffany.
Cops these, narratives. Right in the public. Right in the public eye. Who cops these missing story up as she goes. I just feel like Jody's trying to make this story up.
Here we go. Tiffany's talking about she just feels like Jody's trying to make this story up as she goes along. And I have to agree.
I do too.
It seems like it.
As she goes along. How dangerous, seriously, to do with a missing child's case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can watch her
right.
and see her as she concocts these narratives. Right in the public eye.
And then gets people to follow them.
Listen, if I was the neighbor of a missing child and I acted like this,
Listen to this, you guys. Listen to what Tiffany's saying right now.
It'd be an interrogation room right in the public eye. Nobody's watching. Listen, if I was the neighbor of a missing child and I acted like this, I'd be in an interrogation room probably weekly. I'm not sure what's going on down there in Hawkins County, but this right here isn't normal at all.
No, it's not.
That's all I know. I feel that in my heart and my soul.
And she's very suspicious
And I've
to
been
me.
very quiet about Jody lately, so yikes.
Hey,
I
Mother
don't know.
Bear.
你说当医院呢？我想拖手，我有可能。See, I always kind of wondered about the phone. You know, Candace says that she got first phone, and I think that she throws it in the back of the truck, Dawn's truck. Gets her mom's. Great. One bullet had to be after, you know, I'm grew in between driveways and trying to let her know.
So she says it has to be after. And then she proceeds to say all of the things that she has told everybody she did, right?
All right, guys, this is it.
See, I always kind of wondered about.
Remember, when the phone was thrown down and 911 was called, what time would it have been? Because they were searching for their daughter for Summer, according to the dispatch, for 10 minutes per what Candace or Dawn, whoever called in and said they'd been searching for her for 10 minutes by themselves now. And so if they've been hollering for 10 minutes now, they called 911 at what, 6:26, somewhere around there. So we'll say about 6:15 is when probably they started hollering for Summer. So
About the phone. You know,
Really? Well, you know what? I seen on another channel where Jody Sue Brown, she said it out of her own mouth. Somebody they had a video of her, and she said that she was the one that called the police. Interesting, right? She's the one that called when Summer went missing.
a 6:09 time frame right there.
So
Candace says that she got first phone, and I think that she throws it in the back of the truck, Dawn's truck. Gets her mom's.
right.
One bullet had to be after, you know, I'm grew in between driveways.
She's saying all that stuff in that video that we just watched happened after they threw the phone down and called 911.
I'm trying to let her know.
That's a lot of stuff.
So she says it has to be after. And then she proceeds to say all of the things that she has told everybody she did, right? Meeting Candace in the road, being all these places. It had to be after. Well, shit. You got wings, Jody?
For real.
It doesn't make sense how Jody could be in all these different places at the same time.
That's
and
right.
to be able to hear what was going on in all the different spots at the same time too. It just doesn't make sense to me.
No, it
How did
doesn't.
she accomplish all these things in such a short amount of time? With all of this activity going on. And she knows the police were watching the boys. She knows where the police were sitting, who got there first, what cop was there first.
Next, Tiffany, she's probably going to come out saying she knows exactly what the cops were talking to the boys about and what they said.
And what they
She
look
said
like from 20 miles away. But you know what? We had heard from Chris McDonough and I think Duty Ron, different people, said that the cops were on the property. They were keeping an eye on their property for a couple days. So that, because remember they heard a fight. One of them, the cops heard a fight, I guess, and they were worried and they went rushing up there. Heard the boys fighting or something going on. So the cops were there keeping an eye on the house and the boys, so.
Answer, except what
Where's Summer? What happened to Summer, Jody?
happened to Summer. You just can't be all of these places.
No.
But she's concocting it right in front of us, I feel. Now, I give credit to her, hypothesis that, yes, Little Death, TBI, Leslie says this case is out of the norm.
Yeah, TBI Leslie Earhart said this case is definitely outside the norm way back in the very beginning.
Well,
And
yeah.
that's about as much as we've got out of them.
would say certainly is. But I feel like she's concocting this, and I give credit where credit's due, right? In her thought process about why Don might have gone to the shed first. Well, that's fine if Don went down there for whatever reason.
Giving credit where credit's due, I get that. But at the same time, it's like, but what is she using that for? Is she using this for some kind of attention to make it look like she has some knowledge that she's been holding back this whole time, making it look like she has even more knowledge that we're not privy to, that she is, because that keeps her, that keeps people wanting to watch her and wanting to help her and wanting to support her. You know what I'm saying?
She's leaning on it, though.
Yes, I know what you're
I
saying.
don't know. She acts like it's even important. Unless she knows something I don't, or we don't, why is that so important? They're with the state of Tennessee now. They're in foster care.
I think she was just trying to sound relevant and try and make it seem like she knew something that we didn't know.
So why would that be important if the boys were left home all alone? So as you listen to her, you're going to hear her get all flabbergasted about the boys being there and alone, and that's why Don must have gone there, she says.
John. I don't know why they got John
You
on
thought
the
she cracked the case.
words.
For real.
Miss Aricia.
Very, very bizarre. The boys are fine and safe, thank God. So why are you worried about this, Jody?
Yeah, good point. Why is she worried about this? Why would she even bring that up or even say that, honestly? What is her goal there?
Yes,
To
turn
me,
back
the
to
only thing that makes sense is that she's just trying to sound like she had inside knowledge, and she wants to make it seem like she has more inside knowledge because she's feeding off cash apps and stuff, and I think she really is making more money off this than what I thought in the beginning. I thought she couldn't be making that much money off this to live off of, but when you're used to having no income at all, that's a lot of money. And I always thought maybe there was some other reason why she was on here on YouTube 24/7, like running surveillance on her own life.
Yeah.
But I figured that's just because she's paranoid, because she's lying so much. And she has to keep up with everything so that she has somebody to tear apart and tear down and talk about, and somebody to prey on, because she has to come across as mean and unapproachable because she doesn't want to have to be approached and asked questions. That's my opinion on her character. But back to the video.
time. Thank you so much for saying that.
Okay. I just want to show you that for a little bit. The thing is, I want to ask everybody right now on that follows the Summer Wells case, honestly, do you believe Jody Sue? Do you believe Jody Sue Brown in the things that she says? Because it's obvious, very obvious that she lies. It's very obvious that she has a vendetta against Andy, and it's probably because he had a new girlfriend and he got married to this lady. So, you know, I think that she is very vindictive and, you know, wants to lie about him, but then she turns around and defends him. I mean, she really cried. People did some videos. Even I did a video about Andy, and she cried. Like, she came out the next day and was telling people, crying, okay? Defending Andy. So, all I want to really know is, if you believe Jody Sue, then, you know, do you believe, then you probably should believe everything she says, and I don't believe a single thing she says. And, I feel like, this is just my opinion, but I feel like Jody Sue is covering up something from herself. Did you know that Jody Sue has police records, and she used to sell drugs, and she used to do things? So, And I heard even some money laundering. So what was really going on with Jody Sue over there? I also heard Mr. Sherfy in another video say that Andy finally got her out of there, that she left because she even harassed them. She was always harassing the neighbors and angry at everybody. So, all I'm saying is, Jody Sue has been doing this for a long time. So it really bothers me, I guess, because people want to put out misinformation and say, well, Andy probably did this and he was on this road at such and such a time. And you're believing Fred Hill. You're believing Fred Hill. And you're believing, Ziggy. And, it really irritates me because that Doolottie mom or whatever her name is, I seen she went running over to Ziggy's channel and said, this one channel, she's over there trashing you, Ziggy, and she's going to put out a video proving that Andy was not on the road that day, but I didn't watch it, and blah, blah, blah. No, because she's blocked from my channel. I don't know how she even seen that. But the point is that this lady is running over to to Ziggy. I did not trash Ziggy at all. I wasn't saying bad things about Ziggy. I think it's wrong when people make money off Summerwell's case, and Ziggy has, whether you want to believe it or not. And Ziggy sounds very freaked out to me right now and upset. I don't know if you heard the phone call that she made to Ryan and was saying, if you know something, if you know something about Fred, if you gotta tell me, See, deep down, Ziggy, I know that you're paranoid. You're worried that Fred could have something to do with this, and it scares you. But you have feelings for him now, and you like him. And so, you are worried about this and suspicious of Fred yourself. So I think that's why this upsets you so much and you're so defensive, because you really want to believe that Fred's going to be a good guy and he might be the guy for you, I guess. I mean, I thought you knew that he was with Laura and now all of a sudden you're with him. It's weird. And I don't know. But anyways, I wasn't saying anything terrible about Ziggy. I was just pointing out my opinion that I think that she's overly involved with a suspect in Summerwell's case. And I think that they're putting out misinformation. And I don't believe one single story of Fred Hill, nor do I believe a single story from Jody Sue Brown. I'm sorry. I think they've been lying, and I don't know why they want to be lying about this stuff. I do not know. It's strange. All of it bothers me. All of it bothers me. She acts like she's paranoid and like she's keeping an eye on everybody to make sure nobody knows or says something about her lies. I don't know, but it's really strange that she wants to be on YouTube 24/7, making 9,000 videos. What really bothers me still, I was just thinking about this the other day. If that outfit that Summer had on when she was supposedly from that day when she's on the milk jugs, if that's the outfit that Summer had on, there's no way it would have been washed and put into the treasure box and taken over to Kathy's house. And why would you take that over to Kathy's house, Candace? I know Don was in jail, but you're really worried about this box. That was really strange. And that was the outfit that she had on. So why would you scrub this outfit up and put it away in a box, Candace? Because that was the outfit that Summer was wearing. And her bathing suit was also in there. So it's still very strange to me, and that's why I'm telling you that I don't think that picture of Summer in the back, in the video, that was that day. I don't believe that was from June 15th, or the police would have showed it, and they would have said, look, she's seen here, you know, she was missing, she's seen here, but that was not shown. And people argue with me and say, well, Summer was breathing in that video. Well, no, she wasn't. You can't prove it to me, because Aaron Mull, he does deep dive on his channel, and he did a whole thing on this, and he disputed that Summer was moving. The truck was moving, and it was going down a bumpy road, and it was very rattly. And so, but Summer was not moving. And they even showed her hands and different things. They disputed that, and they debunked it. So you can't prove to me that she was alive in that video. Do you know, I heard a forensic scientist say it takes 2 hours for rigor mortis to set in. You can die, but it takes a while for your body to shut down, for you to start modeling, which makes it look like you got splotches all over your body, because that's a part of the dying process, because I watched my mom go through it. It's called modeling. And her legs started modeling first. My mom's did when she was in the dying process. And then it went up to the rest of her extremities. And the thing is that she could have been well on her, she could have died and not rigor mortis yet. So I just really find it strange that they had to take a picture at the house, and then they had to take a video when she was on Lone Star Road. So what's the purpose of that when it was done? I do not know. We never know, you guys. We never know what real time, just like I showed you in my last video. You know, if that milk jug video wasn't from that day, that leaves a whole long time frame where Summer could have went missing after they dropped Hunter off. And we don't even know if they actually, you know, what time exactly, you know. I don't think we know exactly.
Let's talk about,
you know, because I didn't trust any of them. I didn't trust Allie or any of them, because Allie came out and lied and said that she really didn't go to the vehicle, that she didn't really walk over there. So she didn't know if Summer was alive. I mean, if Summer was in there sleeping or whatever. But you know what? Maybe you guys will think I'm crazy, but I want to show you something in this video that I did. Picture, I'm not so sure, you know. Hold on. It happens in a... Hold on. TBI is just gonna... I'm trying to get to the... Where's the one where she's... Hold on here. Okay.
It doesn't make sense. It's not true. And I absolutely agree. Let's keep...
Okay. So wait, that's what I wanted to show you. No. I want to go back.
If that was the only reason, why is there the video while they were driving, which was from Grandma Candy, allegedly meant to take a picture and accidentally took this 7-second video, but then They also took a picture later after they stopped the truck.
Yeah.
Which we just heard Candace say that they were allegedly 2 minutes away from their house.
See?
When Summer took her arms down, allegedly. If catching Summer's arms up was the reason for any picture or video, why were there 2 images taken at 2 different, separate times?
Yeah,
My second
exactly.
issue is the placement of Summer's arms in both images. We can clearly see Summer's right arm is pinched between the milk and her body, her torso. So how were her arms up, like Candace said? That doesn't make
That's
that doesn't
not,
make sense.
I just want to get to
Judge
the,
Judy always says, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. And I absolutely agree. Let's keep...
I was trying to find something here. When you look at this video, oh, right here where it's close up, okay? Okay. Let's get to the, okay.
However, one
I'm going to ask you,
on June 15th that many of...
I'm going to ask you to look to the right of Summer's jacket and look at the reflection in her coat and tell me what you see. Because I see a face and it looks like a mask. And I want you to look at it. It's on, will be, let's see, this side up here in the corner. So I'm going to play it. And I just want you to look at this coat.
May be the stuff of fiction.
Yeah.
And the credit for this discovery goes to Tiffany Marie, who meticulously analyzed.
I want this picture to come up closer. Look at that. Can you see the face?
Daniel stated about the video of Summer swimming at the fishing hole.
And I thought I seen somebody over in this.
Listen again. Daniel very clearly states that the fishing hole is where the last known video of Summer was taken. This means that the 7-second video that was said to have been taken by Grandma Candy Horror by mistake of Summer in the back seat of the Silverado, sleeping against 2 milk jugs at 3:09 p.m. can no longer be taken as proof that Summer was alive and well at that point in time on June 15th. According to Tiffany Marie and Teresa
Look
of
at that.
the
Can you
YouTube
see it?
channel Unmasked, Candace Bly
Can you
was
see
the person
a
who
picture
sent
of
that
someone
video
in
of
there?
Summer and the milk to Unmasked, and it was also Candace who told Teresa that the video was taken on
Let's do
June
it again.
15th at 3:09 p.m. No evidence or proof of that time was ever shared with the people at Unmasked. With Ansley
Look at that.
Daniel getting
There's
her
something there.
information directly from law enforcement, I'm going to have to go with the last known video of...
Okay. So I just wanted to show you that. I didn't want you to think I was crazy or anything. But, you know, I showed it to my husband too, and he's seen it too. He said it looked like someone with a mask on. So you let me know what you think in the comments. Please do, because I do enjoy your comments, you guys. And I try to respond to them, you know. There's some creators that I listen to, and I'll go on there, and I'll make comments, nice comments to them about their video. And they will not respond. They will not like your comment. They will act like they never even seen it. They will never put a heart by it, or there's a few that do it, but I'm saying to you that there's a lot of channels who do that, and they will not even acknowledge you. So, and I want to be somebody that does, and you know I really do try to like all your comments, to pay attention to them, to read them, and when I can, respond. So thank you all my subscribers, viewers, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You know, I don't know why there's always a battle in the Summer Wells case, but this is not a competition. You know, everybody has a different opinion and a view on this case. And mine happens to be that I think Jody Sue Brown's suspicious. I don't think she could have done all those things in that amount of time. She acts to me like she's worried and paranoid about everything, which means to me that she has a guilty conscience. She's so worried about FBI or people driving by, people bothering her. I don't believe her half the time, most of the time. So, and I'm sorry, I don't believe Fred Hill, Ziggy. I don't believe, I have nothing against you, and I'm not trying to be mean to you. I just think it's ridiculous. And Cher on Voices Behind the Wall showed that and talked about how Fred said that Ryan was looking in the wrong places. So, Fred Hill, how do you know which is the right place or the wrong place to search for Summer Wells? So, anyways, I don't know, you guys. I just have very bad suspicions of Jody Sue Brown, but not just that. My whole point of coming on here tonight was to say that Jody Sue spread so much lies and so many stories, and what really gets to me is that people run with it. All these channels will run with her stories and act like they believe them, and then what happens is that after a while, people start believing that as a true account, and that's not a true account. Anything Jody Sue says cannot be taken seriously, I'm sorry. Even the police said that scream was unfounded. So, and she heard it way earlier, and I want to know why she wants to put something happening to Summer at around 4:30, when they didn't even start looking for her, supposedly, till almost 6:30. So, but let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate everybody. I hope you guys have a good week. Try to take it easy. Don't get upset. Don't get worked up. I'm trying not to be, man. But it is crazy, you know. Everything's crazy in this case. But I will talk to you guys soon. And I hope you have a good week. God bless you. Love you. Please hit the like and subscribe button for me. Thank you. It helps my video to go out there. All right. Good night, you guys.